So we've got here Teemo by Gems. Gems, for people not familiar, is the target mechanic on a Call of the Mountain that are generated cards from things like Gift Giver and the Goat that give an ally one extra attack permanently, grants as a permanent buff, as well as healing that ally for one if it's damaged. Gems kind of synergize well with Teemo because he's a cheap elusive threat that you can strap extra power onto to kill your opponent that way. As well as Vi being a card that wants you to play lots of cards and pump her power up. So when Vi's in play, if you're gemming her, she's getting 2 attack per gem that you're playing. We're being extra cheeky in this deck, even going as deep as playing Shards of the Mountain to fill your hand up with gems. These gems also technically synergize with Assembly Bot here. When you play a spell, grant me +1/+1 permanently. As well as Puff Cap Peddler here. Whenever you play a spell, jam some Puff Caps into your opponent's deck. Past this core that we have here, we just have other kind of generically good cards like Guiding Touch, Pale Cascade, Bastion to protect some of our threats. And then one change I made from the list you submitted, Precipic, is I've added Lunari Shadestalker in here as just an additional cheap evasive threat, because I think there's a good chance that a number of games we're going to be able to win with this deck are on the back of just like Teemo or Shadestalker just like being a cheap elusive and slamming a bunch of power onto it so we can run people down with that. So I'm interested to see if that feels like a viable strategy for us to execute. So let's go ahead and dive on into a few games with this and see how it goes. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. Had a ton of new followers. Shout out to Fresh Lobster for the giant raid at the start of the stream. He is a fantastic content producer. For one of my regulars who have not checked him out, he has a big focus on competitive play. He played in the seasonal tournament today. Didn't quite make the top cut, but had a very good run. And he played in the Runerterra Europe events that happened a couple of weeks ago as well. Draco Thuban, thank you for the 20 months. Welcome back. I think you could say he has objectively the best mustache in the Runerterra scene. I agree with that. You know what? I just don't really feel like playing against Kench Soraka. So I'm just gonna find a different match. I don't really care about my rank here. I want to play games for fun. I don't really find playing against Kench super fun. Go ahead and try. Take 2. Sign-ups open for the seasonal tournament in 19 minutes, but the first round doesn't start for an hour 19, right, Precipic, or do I have that wrong? Okay, cool. Good to have accurate information for anybody that's watching. Harmalux. Okay, I wonder if this is the same person we just played against. I don't remember what their username was. Someone can check the clip. I think this hand's probably fine, honestly. We got a little bit of protection. We've got a goat to generate gems for both of these. Attacking at evens here is actually good for us with our 2-drop in our hand. Good luck to everybody on the NA server playing in the day 1 of the seasonal tournament today. It is important to remember that while I think Runeterra has less variance than a lot of other card games, it's still a game that has variance by design. You will be a much happier person overall if you don't tie your personal self-worth to your ability to perform at a card game. Even if you've practiced a lot, you know, nothing is a guarantee. That is a very good hit, probably the best hit they could have had there. Wow, they just passed? That's so good for us. Deal. Playing around Pale Cascade. Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's a real card we could have. I think I'm gonna gem this and attack in. And if they block us, I will Bastion. Yeah, the animations eating into people's timers is an interesting, I'm interested to see how they solve that problem. Because it's something that's important to note is it's not just as simple as saying, well, don't have the timers count during the animations, because they want their round timer to have a theoretical maximum, right? So, like, if you're just turning the timer off during animations, that means your rounds have a chance of running over, which they don't want as well. I wonder if we'll see them do something like perhaps make the game timers shorter, but then have a separate animation timer pool. Or maybe they speed up some of the animations. I feel like they don't want to speed up some of the animations because from like an esports perspective, they want the animations to be there as part of the game. They're a great part of the client.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say. Denounce magic. Stand and you have no alibi.
Wow, that's really good. Batu, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'm opening on attacks here. This is it could be a Lux turn. We'll open on attacks. They block here. I'll put Sunblast Figure on the goat.
What are you hiding?
Oh, that seems good for us. Sure. Yeah, that's a metric I'm gonna be super interested in. Hopefully we get that metric. The what percentage of the top players are, what percentage of the top 32 is from the ladder, what percentage is from last chance gauntlets. I think it'll be a very interesting metric to look at. So unfortunately can't save this, but I can at least make sure these trade. Yes, that's also a... It might be right to have Rummage in this deck. It also might be correct that, like, things like that, where maybe they just get rid of the animations of things that are coming in and then immediately dying. I could definitely see that being a reasonable thing to do as well.
Vi stands for vicious. Virtue guides me.
That's a pretty good one. So, also decent. Subscribe to get in a handful of deck requests. Is there an issue with jamming them all into one, or should I submit them one at a time? Nah, you can put them all in the same form. That's fine, gamer. Thanks for the quarter of year.
2, 3, 4.
How many gems do you think Teemo can carry, chat? Is the answer all of them? I think the answer might be all of them. They could have, like, single combats and concerted strikes here, though, is the sad part. An outrageous amount, yep. So I think I'm making her bigger.
Move it.
So that way she can eat the Radiant Guardian here. And I think I'm gonna hold a couple of gems for post-combat, so that way I can heal damage off of my Dorkos. Riposte here would be pretty sad for us. That's unfortunate. Oh, wait. That means these still trade, right? Because this is taking 2 and then 3. Okay, so she's not going to get to level, but these still trade. Oh, I should have put her first. That was a mistake. They should be 2 life lower. My sequencing of my attackers there was real bad. I'm gonna gem this now, so that way it's out of single combat range from this. I want some Crystal Ibex in this deck.
Magic.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
To give this and Vi Overwhelm. Yeah, you originally had Zenith Blade, right? I had to cut something to fit in what I wanted.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
There's only so much room for non-threats is the issue.
Peace begins within.
These gems grant a wearer harmony. Unseen, unheard.
So we're ahead on board, but opponent's hand is full of cards at the moment.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
I think I gem this one, so it has 4 to attack into these.
Strike, we will reform.
Yeah, like these are gonna draw them 2 spells to pair with Karma, which is terrifying. Well, yep. My poor Ten chat.
Waters are still. What form will the waters
Is Karma even that good? She's been a card that's been in and out of the format a lot. She needs a very specific shell to be good. The spooky Karma deck that's popular that runs around, I don't think it's particularly strong. Has a pretty low win rate overall. I don't know. Spooky Karma was popular. Yeah, she's difficult to get set up. If you can get set up with Karma and not be behind when you get set up, she can be very strong. Popular is good. I feel like it's probably Sunblessed Figure if I want Zenith Blade. This is a instant speed trick, which is nice. Could be Guiding Touch as well, though Guiding Touch is a little bit better against aggro. This is pretty good against aggro too, honestly. I could also give up some number of Bastion, I suppose. I could just be completely lazy and just trim around the edges. But what if I just do that and put the Zenith Blades back in? This is completely non-committal. Listen, we're not trying to optimize here. We're not trying to optimize for efficiency. We're just trying to, like, do the thing a couple of times. No, I think essential is a strong term. I think with effects like Bastion, that kind of overstates how popular hard removal is in this game. A lot of the removal for things in this game tends to be largely damage based or board based, so being able to heal plays around that in a way. Three Bastion's a lot. It's expensive. So as funny as Shards of the Mountain is with this eventually, I think I mean, we don't have a few threats though, Sarja. Like, if you look at my deck, there's 24 things that attack in my deck.
The journey is different.
Like, we have this, we have Teemo, we have Vi, we have the 2/3 elusive. We have a lot of things that we don't mind being able to protect. Also, it's also worth noting that the matchups where you explicitly are looking to the matchups explicitly where your opponent's going to have a lot of removal, you also have more time to find your protection from that removal. I donated a good deck to Jeff, so I had to donate a meme as well. Can't let this channel get too competitive. God bless.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Jinx, Twisted Fate is an interesting combination.
Time to make some coin.
Let's test my theorem.
Yeah, I agree, Frigid Flames. I think selling our current deck as being threat light is disingenuous or inaccurate, depending on what perspective you're coming from.
Fella asking for me.
Just you and me, Fishbones. And them.
And them. Is it worth giving this a second point of attack so they have to block with Jinx? Is putting Jinx to 1 toughness meaningful? Probably not.
Oh, floaty crystals.
Not my first gunfight.
Nothing but a footnote.
Son of a...
Giving this a clap is unfortunate. It is worth noting, if this had been Guiding Touch or the +2 toughness spell, we could have saved that there. Maybe I should have Zenith Bladed before I attacked there to play around the clap. That's very possible. Yeah, I expect we're going to get new cards at some point in the next 2 weeks, Demente.
I'm feeling lucky. Here comes the punchline.
Putting study into practice.
Always have a backup. There's the 1-2 punch. I'm on a roll.
The spoiler video says the set drops in 10 days. Well, poop. Honestly, it might have been right. It might have been right to hush this before I played this. Now, it's always been December, Demente Loco, 2-month release cycle. Hey, thanks for the 23 months, Silly Cheese. And Sherlock, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Vi stands for vicious.
This is a real spin to win.
Headed in. Trouble coming at ya.
Gazni, thank you for the 2 years of support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Good afternoon.
It better
Our threat's getting killed early. I think my main mistake that game was I probably should have put... I don't even know if that was a mistake. There's a chance I should have Zenith Bladed the 3-3 early on. But if I Zenith Blade it, they clap it in response, so that doesn't even work. Hushing their thing that was going to draw cards pre-attacks when I went into blocks that last turn could have done it. Maybe I keep our first Vi and survive that way. Now, I think it's correct if I'm going to hush something there, I'm supposed to hush the 4-5. The odds of them leveling Jinx with one card is pretty low. If you're interested in a competitive Teemo deck, I would highly recommend the Feel the Elusives deck that you can find up in the mid-range section of my website. I think that is a very competitive Teemo deck. I keep Double Goat Hush here. I think Pale Cascade is fine. It's a reasonable trick. I'm going to have gems to enable it potentially. I'm going to keep this whole hand actually here. Yeah, Hush is stellar, for sure. Being able to just be like, Fiora dies. A Leona deck to push you into Diamond. Leona Swain is my favorite Leona deck. That one is also in the mid-range section of my website. Tarek would probably be my #1 comment for I hope they make him better at some point. I think with both of these in hand, I want to play this Goat out pre-combat. Vlad's probably still on the list too.
By my honor.
I think that's accurate. If they Sharp Sight, I Pale Cascade. If they Barrier, we Hush.
Grace.
If you're new to the channel, or if you've been around and haven't checked it out already, my website's a great resource for deck lists. I think there's about a dozen decks up there, some aggro, some mid-range, some control. There's current variations of those deck lists that I would recommend playing for a list, as well as a highlight video of me playing that deck in some matches, so you can get a feel for it, as well as get a quick deck tech rundown of how it's supposed to function. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot here. We got all three of our payoff Dorkos here. We've got Shards of the Mountain. Honestly, I don't... Oh, you're talking about Vlad, not Tarek. Yeah, Vlad's probably a couple of stat adjustments away from being reasonable. I think Tarek's not really solvable via stat line changes.
Flows of magic.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
I'm gonna Teemo to start, because this way if they attack with this, I can block and then hush off any power-up they have here. I think I'm supposed to hush this in response because it denies them a draw two. So like Teemo's still dying, yeah, but like these are all still dying, but this way they don't draw two cards with it.
Waters are still.
I think well they could like adjust Tarek to make him self-enabling. So like we could see a Tarek change, for example, that like he makes some kind of cheap spell when he plays. They could also make Tarek always recast the last spell cast on him, not just the last spell cast that turn. There's a lot of directions they could take Tarek's design. I think I'm actually just ending the turn here. Do I want my free 7-ball? Zeckles, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. I think I want to just burn their mana. I think we can set up a combo kill next turn or two. I think just like not letting them start the turn with the board's a big deal here. I love this board. I really feel like they nailed this board is like Christmas-y, holiday-y without being like obnoxious Christmas tunes. Hush was an incredible draw. I think we just open attacks here, right?
Justice is
As it had to be. The balance requires a watchful eye.
reporting in.
Reporting in. I think I want to make sure I'm just not burning mana this turn since we're eventually setting up for Shards of the Mountain. So I think I'm going to go ahead and Sunbless Vigor Vi, because this is going to keep gaining toughness as we play spells anyways. I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
These woods protect their own.
Keeper, our lands need us. On natural skill, on you goes. I've always been a fun guy. It must be done. You're in over your head.
Nature blesses her followers.
I just click OK, right? If I click OK, damage just happens.
Where is my second? What form will the waters take?
Like Sands a rallying happening. Clicking OK there is really good for us, I think. Okay. Man, it's a real shame we don't have any of our Overwhelm cards, huh?
Here's the fun part. Freeze.
I'm not playing the rest of the gems out yet because I want to be able to heal these back up post-combat.
A gift from the river folk.
And like they're down to 5, so like there's a good chance we kill them with puff caps from here.
Show them what we're made of.
Yeah, I'm spending all my mana on making puff caps this turn for sure. Wow! What did fun ever do to you? What do you think, chat? Is that the first time in Runeterra history a Shards of the Mountain has ever been denied?
Nature blesses.
Was that a Runeterra first? Has that ever happened before? Bet you didn't realize you're gonna be witnessing history this afternoon. Azam, thanks for the follow, and Prankster, welcome to the channel.
Lucky you.
Nature blesses her followers. Come on.
So we just hush this, right? We block like this and tell this to be quiet? I could also do this and then take 6 down to 6. I think that's probably okay, right? I think I'm into that.
Move it.
Am I bastioning something to get more mushrooms? This is technically optimal in case they have the lifelink spell, lifelink barrier, right?
Fall by my sword.
They did dodge mushrooms like a pro. That's fine. That's fine. We got the vibe.
Vine stands for victory.
They have judgment. We might only attack with one. Now we got Bastion on her. She's all spell shielded up. She's good to go. Yeah, listen, chat. Some decks were looking to optimize and min-max. Other decks were attempting to do the thing. That was the thing that you just witnessed. We got our pile of gems. They were wonderfully outrageous. All right, let's see if lightning can strike twice, huh? Definitely don't want those cards to start. Assembly Bot's probably pretty bad here. I think Shadestalker to start is fine. We'll find something cheap to pair with her. Getting Vi in the opener is excellent. They denied a Shards of the Mountain, which is all you could really ask for. Just gonna bank spell for the first turn here. Getting an attack for 1 doesn't really accomplish a lot, and I might use this to enable Shadestalker on 3. Yes, you do need to 5-0 to top 32. There's a world where Ezreal replaces Teemo in this deck. I think that's just a different deck at that point, Sarja. Like you commented a lot would need to change. And I think at that point you're just in the realm of this is something different.
These will protect you.
God axes need victims.
Yeah, assuming everybody qualified plays will be exactly 32 5-0s. I do hope at some point in the future we see double elimination as a tournament structure. Because it's effectively single elim. You can still play for getting the card back if you don't go 5-0, but for all intents and purposes, it's a single elim tournament.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Amazonian, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. How much damage is this dealing? 4. Perfect. Just like we drew it up. Hope you had a wonderful stream today. Welcome to folks coming over from Amazonian's channel. I think I'm playing some Runerterra this afternoon. Our deck is truly outrageous. I think we attack it here. This gives this grant, so it's a permanent +2/+2. And actually, you know what? I want to heal this back up anyways, so let's gem this now.
Gem of our
Get that extra point of damage in here. Nightwings, thank you for the 19 months of support.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Hey, for new decks to try with the new set. I am too. Alright, so this is up to 4 life, notably. So I want to gem this again right now before they tell this card to get flocked. Our Vi is ticking up nicely here with all these cheap gems our deck is pumping out. This could be one of those games that I talked about during the deck tech where we get to steal with just a very large elusive threat.
Axes coming right up.
Protector, shield me.
Nice, Elvanda, sweet. Yeah, I expect we'll see. I expect as Riot scales the esports stuff up around Runeterra, we'll see more players from other card games that are competitive players come in. Runeterra overall is a pretty low variance game, all things considered. So Sunblessed Vigor, so this has 7 base toughness, so if I heal it one more time, it'll no longer be damaged, which is nice. And then, I think I'm honestly just playing Mentor of the Stones here and just being like, okay, this is our game plan. This Shadestalker right here.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Okay, and then we'll play Vi before attacks next turn so we can hook Ezreal.
Vi stands for vicious.
Their deck tends to be very damage-based removal, so they have a hard-ish time killing both of these, he says before he gets thermo-beamed. Is this the patented Ezreal jump block?
Got an axe with your name on it.
Graggy Lord, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
A little love for those who need it.
Let's do this.
You spurned my gift.
I think I just do this and then hope to hush Ezreal and kill them with this next turn. Is the game plan? Meh. Okay, so now... So this has how much damage marked on it? It's 4, 6, so it's 9 total toughness. If I do this, I have 1 mana left over, and then I have 8 total mana next turn, which gives me 1 plus 8 is 9, which means 9 mana is enough to gem this 7 times and hush this, right? Which means this should live. So I have 1 plus 8 is 9, which means this doesn't die, and this is all burst speed, so those cards that kill damaged units won't be able to kill it. Oh. It's still just safer to gem this up, right? Gemming is safer than bastioning here? For people that are new to Runeterra, usually when you play cards, they pass priority. But in Runeterra, burst spells do not do that. I'm trying to think of a card their archetype can play that gets this here. It has to be just like a bunch... like, do they have enough direct damage at 8 mana? I don't think they do, right? They could kill us in response, yeah? Ha! Noise! Noise! Yeah, they could have something to stun it, perhaps, like a decisive maneuver. That was great. All right, and look at that. We got to do the thing in both directions. So we had a big elusive kill, and we had a Vi plus gems kill. Really quality range there, which is excellent. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. It's awesome. Amazonian's raid puts up over 500 people. It's great to see that many people in here for Runerterra. If you're new to the channel, I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do Runerterra stuff 6 to 7 days a week. We play a ton of Constructed here. I usually play 2 different Constructed decks every single day. I have a deck queue on my website that is largely viewer-submitted decks, so you can always know what to expect coming up here on stream. You can also use the channel points that you collect as well as donations to bump decks up in the queue if there's something in there you'd like to see a little bit sooner. Usually we play the queue from the top down. Mono Braum Freljord Piltover. So brew versus brew here. Probably in-treat Braum. I don't think I had the assembly bot. I think I want Xenoblade Blade later. I'm going to keep Poro and bot here. Oh, they're Poros. Is Poros a Mono Braum deck? I guess I'm not familiar with what champions they usually play. Poros usually Mono Braum. Okay. I could definitely take a donation to play a third deck today, Fox. Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. Look at what they did to my boy. They took him out back and beamed him. Flob, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I think burst spells are fine in general, and I think the core design of burst spells is one of the reasons why Runerterra has, is one of the reasons why combat tricks are playable in Runerterra when they're really not in games like Magic. And I would be very sad if they did a change to Runerterra to make combat tricks less playable in this game. I think while burst spells on occasion can leave some feel-bad moments, in general, I think they're very good for the game.
Nothing like the great outdoors. Got a mushroom with your name on it.
Mushroom is best with strong cheese.
Darkness hides in my path.
Let's show off good luck. Have fun.
Good luck, have fun. Afternoon Gin. Poor Teemo.
Signing off.
Little guy just can't catch a break.
It is easy, see?
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Paracel. Any problem with burst spells probably shouldn't be a complaint about burst spells in general, so much as it should be a complaint about the decks that make them feel bad. Like, Lee Targan isn't strictly a feel bad because of burst spells, it's a feel bad because non-interactive combo feels really bad. That's really unfortunate. This thing's gonna get to level up again next turn. No Poro snacks there is a good beat for us. Troll championing a 4-point swing there was rough. Maybe I should have hooked something else. It might have been right to just like this hook. That's okay. That's not one that I've seen out of that archetype before. It's kind of sweet. I think we're going Mentor Assembly Bot into Burst Spells open next turn is the plan.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Have a good one, Paracel.
Oro? Don't be sad, my friend. Time for talking. Ha! This is fun, yes?
This is fun, yes?
Look how we have grown!
Huh. Do I want to put mushrooms into their deck before I start playing spells? I think so. That's tough, though, because I don't want this to die to burn spells either. And if I open on these, this dodges Mystic Shot. So do I open on Gems, or do I open on Puffcap Peddler? Could go either way here. I'm gonna open on Peddler.
Little fella asking for me.
Okay, so the second elusive here means that we're gonna be hooking Braum instead of hooking this. So I get to do that. Fox with the absurd biddies. I would love to play some Trundle Bundle after this. Thank you for all your absurd support over the years. I appreciate you. Who am I gemming with the second gem is a question.
Move it.
I think it might just be the goat. Because with the heal on the goat, I can make him out of range of their blockers here too, potentially. So our best draw next turn is Hush, so we can play around the fluffed card. If we can dodge Poro Fluffed, we can dodge a ball here. Although I suppose they don't have Overwhelm Poro yet, so that might not be the end of the world, even if they hit it. They're down to 1, and we've got a special number of Puff Caps in their deck. We're going to have to pump a whole lot more in there in a second. Nice. Sweet.
Victory.
Yeah, bluff's not a big deal if we can jump it, is exactly correct. It is Heart of Fluff. Press a pick. On paper, this matchup seems terrible. Do you think that's true and I should just concede it? Or is it worth slogging through? I conceded it when we started the set. You think this matchup's fine? Peddler's good. Okay, that's fair. Let's give it a try. Hush is good in this matchup. Assembly Bot gets big. Let's try. This deck's been more competitive than I was expecting, so we'll give it a chance. Schlemmer girl, whatever that username is. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
A little level for those who need it.
Yeah, Peddler can get going. It's very good. Active Kench is the scary thing.
The bomb.
For folks who are qualified for the day 1 of the NA playoff, your games start, I believe, in 32 minutes. You should be able to sign up now in client. Just as a good reminder for folks that are doing that but haven't yet.
I am here to help.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
If mushrooms could
Leave me
talk.
no choice.
Check-in ends in 16 minutes.
Should have stayed home.
Let the greed flow through you, opponent. Let the greed flow through you. Pure, unadulterated greed. Opponent saw the Puffcap Peddler and they thought we were bluffing, chat. I ain't bluffing with my mushrooms. good. Punishing your opponents for greed is un-American. Big mood. I think I want to give this a second point of attack here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this. Putting this here is good in the event that I draw something that's plus toughness.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
I might also be right to save that in case they don't open attacks.
Be at peace.
Aye, right.
Zenith Blade is a cheeky piece of technology.
Stars fall.
Ooh, you wee scruff.
Live with purpose.
I have to hush first? Nah. I want them to pull, chat. If they pull, I get to do this. Huh? I've got a lot of permutations here. Is it greedy to try and get the second bot going? If I play the second bot first, I don't get to draw my third Zenith Blade?
Invisible to the ignorant.
Maybe I'm supposed to leave up Pale Cascade and attack with my 6/7. That's probably what I'm supposed to do.
Whatever the cost.
I'm not attacking with this because I don't want to lose it to a Pale Cascade out of them.
The Star Child. I'll clear a path for you.
Good to see you too, Vin. By starlight.
Gather round. I've got this. Where are you off to?
Really? We're leaving me Puffcat Peddler? I just click OK here, right? I just don't give them a chance to play Pale Cascade or any tricks? This damage doesn't really matter?
I've always been a fun guy.
With I.E. my own. Live with purpose.
Stand back.
How is your flock, little shepherd?
They're stronger every day.
So... I'm supposed to just, like, spread my gems out a little bit, right?
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Actually, am I supposed to gem this up? Because this has a lot of... This has 5 overwhelm too? Probably not. I think we buffed the assembly bots to play around Astral so we don't get Soraka cheese. Do you think so? Yeah, I kind of want to jump the 2-3 Sis growth naturally. The not getting Astral makes sense, though.
They say these were from the Protector himself.
I mean, Hush gets us regardless of who we're putting it on, is the important thing to note. Spreading is better against Hush. Yeah, that's probably true.
Take heart. Live with purpose.
We look after our own.
Okay.
Go no further.
Please don't hurt them.
Okay, they went to 3. They're going to 6. Go gadget mushrooms. Go gadget mushrooms. Oh gosh. This heals them before they draw though, right?
I'll protect you.
So we just play all of our spells so that way we put as many mushrooms into their deck as possible here. So that way when Raka heals, they potentially die. That was delicious. Nom nom nom. You did say it was winnable. Precipic told us to believe in ourselves, and we did, and the friendship was the mushrooms we made along the way, chat. Relico, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Vladimir, Tarek, Katarina. I think I'm kind of happy with my opener here. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but all of our cards are good. We have Vi to start. They are playing all 3 mediocre champs. Aggressively average assemble. It is div. It is div. To be fair, Katarina letting you rally on the opponent's turn does solve some of the problems Tarek has, if we're being fair. the Justice League of average champions. Do I want to Pale Cascade this turn, or do I want to get my Peddler down? I feel like I'm a Peddler, not a Meddler. I think I'm going to go ahead and open attacks with Goat here, and then play Peddler post-combat. Getting Peddler down before I start playing spells out has extra value in it. And like my pump spells will still be good down the line with Vi, so yeah, this sounds good. Humorless Parody, welcome to the channel, thanks for the follow.
Dear, what have you got us into now? It's nothing personal.
I just take this hit here. The getting into combat and having them do different stuff to us and making us play our Pale Cascade without the Nightfall seems bad. I can just play the Gift Giver here, and then we can bank mana, open on Vi next turn, and then have Vi into Pale Cascade, which seems great.
For the glory of Nox.
Niv saying they think card advantage is more important than racing our face here, which is an interesting assessment. I wonder if that'll work out to be correct. Can be good with Vi down the line. If I gem plus Pale Cascade Vi, she levels this turn.
They say these were from the protector himself.
I made a plan. Freeze!
Come here, darling. Routes closed.
If you use a Hush here, that's cheating. I did watch The Boys. The Boys is great.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, hoping to fade Hush here. Even if they end up having Hush, I have another Vi, so it's like not the end of the world. I'm like, that seems fine for us, right? Like, we took a trade overall, but I have another Vi in hand that's ready to burst out. And it's not like I invested my Zenith Blade into it yet. Remni, thanks for the follow. To all the new people and the regulars as well, I've started a YouTube channel for just my Runeterra highlights. So it's going to be a little bit different than my existing YouTube channel I've had, which posts full stream archives on it. So if you've enjoyed the shorter highlight videos I did for a little bit on my old channel, those are only going to be found on my new one now. You enjoy my content, one easy way to support it, give me a sub there on YouTube. I appreciate it.
I'm doing this my way.
On Bassi Sonar, welcome to the channel.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Never submit.
Tell it to the face.
What punishes this? What punishes this? They've one mana. Elixir of Wrath. Alright, I'm gonna jump block with this. I am splitting the channels because every other large I'm not even, I can't even say other because I'm not a large YouTuber. Every large YouTuber on the planet splits all of their content up across different channels, and I assume that it is beneficial to do that, otherwise they wouldn't all be doing it. I assume having only one specific type of content on a channel means that the algorithm is more friendly to you. Because it likely means people are more able to watch all the shorter highlights. And if all of your videos get more, basically, if I'm uploading videos to the same channel and some of them get 1,000 views, but some of them only get 200 views, my channel as a whole gets punished, basically, because I have some videos up there that get fewer views.
Mystical meditation requires concentration.
No, it's not even that simple, Hollow. It's about volume. So, for example, even when I only did magic content, my channel didn't get promoted well because there was some videos that did better and some videos that did worse, and I uploaded so much not everybody could watch everything there. Because I upload my existing channel, I've just uploaded full stream highlights, essentially. This Vi is very thick. If I'm playing around Elixir of Wrath, I can still hook this, right? And I beat Elixir. They could have multiple things, though. I'm gonna hook this one. Thanks for 11 months, Landon. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Protector, shield me. That's how we do it.
Nah, I'm just gonna leave all the full-length stream archives on the existing channel that I have, Kenix. Because I'm confident. And another thing that's the case is YouTube doesn't, if your channel hasn't taken off after a certain amount of time, it also gets negative points on the algorithm, basically. So, like, my existing channel is basically never gonna get favored analytically by anything I do. So, the existing channel is just gonna do what it's always done, which is post full stream archives. And then this new channel will be for daily deck highlight videos, and I think I'm going to post my daily spoiler reviews up there during spoiler season as well. So it'll be at most 2 videos per day on the new channel.
Kneel before me.
Hello, my darling.
Okay, so we're playing the goat out as a blocker, I think. I guess I can play this and it gets bigger from healing with this. It's probably fine. Then I could like play the other one and then open on a big attack next turn. I'm gonna take 4, 5 potentially this turn.
Let's see what they're made of.
Thank you, lovely wife. I appreciate you. He did not.
He wants a lightning cross.
Keep the bond.
It's not me.
And what?
You.
Minecraft.
I have no idea what a lightning crossbow is.
Did he not have one before?
No. It's probably something you saw in a video. He watches Minecraft Dungeons on occasion. My lovely wife brought me some dinner chat since we're gonna do a third deck. Extreme Otter, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that.
I am the protector of the
What's up, bud?
mountain.
What do you need to tell me? I don't know how to get a lightning crossbow,
The
bud.
1-2 punch. This is not the way.
Would a mushroom help?
The Soggy Swamps. Help him find the Soggy Swamps. Alright, so I think we just block like this. Click OK. We're going to 6. Oh yeah, I didn't play around Elixir of Wrath here because we were talking and doing stuff. Maybe that was wrong. Alright, I'm gonna be marginally less interactive than I usually am for the next game or two, because I'm going to go ahead and eat some dinner here while we're live.
How marvelous.
Alright, so I think we lead on, we open Hook Goat. Hook Goat's not good. Opening with an attack is not good, because if my opponent has a Hush, that's not great for us. So I think we Zenith Blade, play Gems attack, I think is the conservative route. Or deck list summary. Yes, you can always find the current deck list we're playing on stream via the overlay. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck into chat to get a direct link to the deck list on my Mobilytics page.
Let me show you what I can do.
Blood isn't a toy, dear. People are.
Let's get to the
Clicking OK helps. Oh, yeah, if I make changes during the set, I'll update the deck list on Mobilytics at the end of the set.
Let's get a good look at you.
I did get a haircut and shave, because I had to take an updated headshot.
Enforcer down. What you
Which the updated headshot is obviously in no way related to the fact that I can't play the tournament today. That would just be weird. Yeah, it was just for my new Twitter profile. I just needed a new Twitter profile picture. Shen Fiora. I think I'm mulliganing, looking for like goats and pale cascades and hushes. That's part of what we're looking for. There's my boy. We haven't had any good Teemo on one games yet in this set.
I'll scout ahead.
Also, chat, I finally figured out an upside to not having hair. People keep complaining about not being able to go get a haircut during the pandemic. This is real easy to cut.
What he's having.
You just take the razor and go zzz, zzz. Super easy.
Never know what hit him.
Do I want to run Teemo into... I'm going to attack with just this. I don't want to run Teemo into the +2/+2 spell here. I think that's worthwhile.
My shield is yours.
That is exactly what I use, Evil Moss. I use my beard trimmer.
What form will the waters take?
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Hey, Red. Thank you for the 32 months. That's a long time. I appreciate you keeping me around. Yep. These plays are so brutal. River Shaper is just so good in their archetype. Easily what makes their deck a deck.
Bye.
That is a great pickup. Hopefully means we'll be able to kill this inside of combat and kind of cut their card advantage off. So this saves Vi, right? Because she'll take 2 and 1. Would you ever consider going movie star bald? So, I am going to share with all of you at home the secret to having a successful relationship. The secret to having a successful relationship is not fighting about the things that you really don't care about.
What form?
I don't really care what my hair looks like. I'm probably going to be ugly regardless. My wife, however, prefers that my head not be completely bald, so I don't care, and she has a preference, so she gets to pick because I don't really care. That's the secret, chat. Only pick fights over things you actually really both care about. And you'll probably be surprised how many things you actually both care about there are. It's probably not a lot. I think we're just hanging tight here. I guess if they had a combat trick, they could have.
Justice this.
They drew a spell though. If they drew the +2/+2, I'm a little sad, but I have this as leftovers still. I'm a beautiful man. I appreciate you lying to me. I don't need to be beautiful to be happy. I'm a very happy man. Fat, happy, and married.
Get back here. By my honor, you must die.
How do you get the clickbait job on YouTube asking the real questions? Alright, so I think I'm going to gem. Am I gonna gem this? No, I don't really need to, right? Because if they hook it here, I can Pale Cascade post-scope. Am I co-streaming the tournament this evening? I am not. So a lot of the content that I have here is viewer submitted deck. So I have another viewer submitted deck lined up that I plan to play up next. We're gonna be playing some Trundle Bundle. This is one of my favorites in the format at the moment. Hush, little Fiora, don't say a word. Gift giver's gonna punch you in the throat. Do 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 do.
And strike.
Do 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 do. Let's get down to business and defeat Fiora. Do 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 do. Well, so I would do a co-stream, but unfortunately there's not really an official stream to co-stream. So like Giant Slayer TV is doing something like kind of unofficial, but like there isn't like a place that I can like see both players' hands and stuff and do commentary over the top of it. Do I do one more with this? Nah, I'm gonna end on a high note. Let's wrap on this one and get to some Trundle Bundle. This deck was actually a lot of fun. I said when we started this deck that it was a do the thing style deck, and we accomplished the thing in multiple different ways in multiple different directions throughout the course of the set. We set up Vi lethal, we set up giant assembly bots lethal with the Zenith Blades, we set up giant Lanari Shadestalker lethal with our elusives. The one thing we didn't really get to do is Teemo specifically never popped off in any of that set, but he was a lightning rod. He was just, this deck has a lot of what I would classify as must-answer threats. Teemo's one of those for just 1 mana, and Teemo did a good job of soaking up removal from our opponent, so that way some of our other must-answer threats could get through. So yeah, that one was super sweet. I definitely think including the Zenith Blades in at the end was correct. I was incorrect to cut those. That being said, I do think some of the additions I made to the deck, for example, Lanari Shadestalker was very excellent in that set. I just cut the wrong card to fit this in. So this was not Impressive Pick's original submission, and Blade was, and Blade was definitely very good, but Shadestalker was as well, and I think just trimming around the edges like going down Bastion and Guiding Touch like we did was fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put the final list up on Mobalytics for folks that want to grab the exact list we just played with. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we're going to be live for another hour and a half or so while we do a third Runeterra deck today. Thanks to Fox's very generous cheer. Let's get some Trundle Bundle up next, huh? Throw that one up on Mobalytics too. Nice, Dirty Digits. Maybe on track to be one of our next Shillionaires.